legitimately hope this is the last time I talk about this. I
don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be, but I want to publicly say this because my opinion of all of this has not changed one iota, okay? I know what happened. You know what happened, okay? What they can't take away from you is you won the national championship.
Goddamn right.
Even if they decided to take it away, they can't take that away. You won the national championship, okay? Like, do I go in my mind and go, well, I guess I have to delete all files? Like a gosh damn computer? Damn it. They took our title away. Control-Alt-Delete. Oh, who won in 2023? Like, it's so stupid, okay? But this is where I'll run. We know what happened. You know what happened. We'll all move on and go about our day. But the NCAA, look at this, will receive a significant fine among other punishments from the NCAA Committee on Infraction Ruling. Expected to be more than $20 million.
That wordy-ass paragraph to say nothing.
Oh, no.
That wordy-ass paragraph. Go ahead, Sean.
Michigan coach Sharon Moore will also be given an additional game suspension, which is expected to take place in 2026.
The hammer.
That's a hammer.
It came down.
There it is.
Hammer.
Smashed everyone.
You guys aren't going to be able to breathe now.
Holy shit.
No.
No, $20 million. No.
Whatever will we do?
I don't know.
I don't think it's
How will
due
they
in
ever
one
find
lump
that?
sum either.
I thought the funniest part was when they were talking about, like, Jim Harbaugh. I'm sorry. That was the funniest part.
A 10-year show cause. He's never coming back.
He's never coming back.
He old as hell. Like, what are we talking about?
And look at Harbaugh ran a program that was largely dismissive of rules compliance. There was little, if any, emphasis on following the rules.
Do you believe that?
In the second half, 100%. And I know you do too, deep inside. He saw what was happening. It was like this for a while.
Yeah.
And I will stay to this, and I have facts to back me up. He was going like this for a while, and then it started to go like this.
Well, that I know.
And then it really started to go like that. And I think some things changed.
Yeah.
Like what?
Some of that. There was a lot of stuff like that. I mean, the whole Connor Stallions thing, I think one of the popular misnomers that I've seen a lot of people say on social media is Connor Stallions didn't do anything illegal. It's false. He did. 100%. And the people that want to put him on a pedestal, I would also caution you, the guy was so dumb that he put his own name to it. Like, yeah. I mean, when you're ordering tickets under your name, okay, from multiple places, under your name, that's called a paper trail. You know what I mean?
Hey, sometimes there's casualties along the way, man.
Right, and you know what?
Sometimes the grunts get caught up, you know.
The silly argument, well, everybody steals signs. You're right, but what everybody doesn't do is send KG and Maz to go sit 20 rows up in the stand with their recording equipment.
Right.
That's where they ran afoul.
Which I've called Sean to be a loophole, like all this time. Would you consider that a loophole? Am I wrong by saying that's a technical loophole that they found in the system? Because let's be real here. I don't think Michigan is just the first team to ever discover this way of doing it.
And he recorded it.
I don't know if loophole. I don't know if loophole's the right word. I think you probably would have had a lot more success in quote unquote getting away with it if you didn't have Connor Stallions
with a paper
on there.
trail. Yeah.
Like I'm not
joking.
I'm so sorry that I have to do this. I think I brought this up before. I know for an undeniable fact, okay, I hope you guys can trust me. I know for an undeniable fact that one school knew immediately that Connor Stallions was ordering tickets.
Yeah.
Undeniable fact. And then the NCAA contacted them, and they had to produce the goods and things like that. So you know,
he recorded it on a phone.
Yeah.
That's a long way away.
It is.
So, but wait,
it's.
I mean, but
if you want to argue, listen. If you want to argue about the stupidity of the rule,
yeah,
we can have that argument. I'm with
absolutely.
you. I'm with you. But that's still the rule.
No,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's almost like back in the day with dope. Okay, I didn't have a horse in the race. I didn't. It wasn't something I was into.
Right.
But I like that buzzing now, damn it.
Oh, you got it
After
right.
barbecuing all day, I had a couple buzzings, and I slept like a baby. But if you want to have an argument about whether or not it should be legal, let's have that discussion.
And some elements are legal. It's just the way they did it that
you
wasn't.
got it.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
that's exactly it. So, I mean, for me, does this tarnish Michigan? In my mind, no. They won the national championship.
And when the shit hit the fan, they went 7-0.
You guys,
Sorry.
You guys know,
These are
and
facts.
we were having this conversation with Anson. You guys know nobody's opinion was changed on Friday.
No.
Nobody's opinion. Any Ohio State fan or Michigan State fan, or, and I hate using this term, but for the lack of a better term, Michigan hater is always going to say that is tarnished. Mm-hmm. And you guys have to live with that. And if it were me, I would sleep like a baby at night.
You can call it tarnished if you want.
Every night.
They left it on the field. There was no clear-cut advantage that gave them the ability to win games using the shit that they was doing in-house. So that's my only argument against it. Did they cheat? Yeah, sure, you can say that. But what they did, yes, it wasn't legal technically, but a natty is a natty. They proved it on the field.
I think do you know when I look at it? I don't look at it so much at 2023. I look at it like honestly going back to 2021.
Yeah, because
like,
that's probably when it started. Yes,
the
absolutely.
reascension of Michigan football
Yeah.
started with that stuff. By that time, all of a sudden, I don't care what anybody says, confidence is a beast, right? All of a sudden, these guys are, hey, we're going out smashing people. Hey, why haven't we been doing this and things like that? You know what I mean? So I think it. To be honest with you, my opinion, I think it had more effect in 2021 than it did in 2023.
I hear you.
That program was a mess.
Yeah.
It really was. It was. And I'm not just talking the COVID year. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, it was a program going the other way. It was. And it's been that way for a couple of years. So.
I wanted them gone after 2020. Like, there is no exaggeration there. I thought he was washed. I thought it was over.
I applaud you for saying that.
No, the way the writing was on the wall. It looked like you were ducking games at that point. It was really, really bad in 2020. And, of course, you all know about the pay cut that took place and, him having to redeem himself. So, yeah, some things had to happen. But, at the end of the day, when you're a Big Ten school trying to compete with the SEC, I hate to say it, but you kind of got to get in these waters in order to really, truly compete with the SEC teams of the world. So, my school did it. I'm happy. I've never been one of those amazing blue high horse leaders and best people. That's not me. So I'm just happy that they finally got in those waters and that they were able to win the championship.
How about the teams that knew about this? How stupid are they? If you know Michigan's doing this, change your signs. Change your freaking signs.
Point blank mass.
What are you kidding? That makes you even more obnoxious than what Michigan was doing.
TCU.
Yeah.
Change your signs.
Don't like, and this is where I will say to the Michigan fans, and you're all gonna get pissed at me, and I couldn't give two shits. Don't tell me it wasn't an advantage, and then try to excuse away TCU, because that's exactly what they did. What Matt's just said.
Yeah.
It was an advantage,
and it worked.
No, it was.
We'll all move on. But don't tell me.
But you still got to go execute the plays.
100%.
That's the part people don't get.
It was an.
It's just like juicing in baseball. Hey, you can say all you want about steroids and the advantages that it gave. You still got to go up to that batter's box and you got to hit a baseball, which is not an easy thing to do. Like, I don't care if they was juicing or not, and that's how I equate it. And am I wrong in that? Hey, you can call me wrong. Hey, I'm a Michigan fan.
You know the difference would be, KG, and I get what you're saying. This is where I stick up for the guys. There was nothing in place.
Yeah.
There were no regulations for those baseball guys.
Yeah.
So honest to God, I am one of those guys. I think every one of them should be in.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single one of them should be in. I think baseball has to own that scarlet letter. I do. And for them to act like they didn't know what's going on, I told you, I don't give a shit if I'm aging myself. I was there at his locker room, at Mark McGuire's locker room at Coors Field when the Androsine Dione stuff came up. Do you remember that? And that all of a sudden that became a big name because that one dude saw it like at the locker room at Coors Field and everything. There was nothing in place. So that's it. They didn't do anything technically wrong because there was no legislation in place that said, hey, You can't be pumping this stuff. You know what I mean?
And just like you talk about the MLB, the way the NCAA regulates their own sport is fucking atrocious.
Oh, it's a joke.
So
It's a joke.
when you add that element in as well, and just some of the things and tactics that they took against Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day,
Didn't Rutgers and Ohio State at the end of all of this try to help Purdue win the Big Ten championship game against Michigan? They teamed up.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't Spygate, if you remember. The Patriots spied on the Cincinnati Bengals with real cameras.
Yeah.
I remember.
Real cameras,
Spygate.
not a cell phone camera. And they paid the price. Not really.
Wasn't it Mangini that blew the whistle, his former
Yes.
assistant? Yeah. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
It's the same thing as what happened with Ohio State and Rutgers teaming up to help Purdue try to beat them. Cheaters cheat, man.
You have to.
Everybody cheats.
In order to really get to the top.
They
All right.
did
You're
it.
not cheating, you're not trying.
They did it.
All right, but now you know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lost the moral high ground forever. You can never
I've
play
never
it again.
taken it. Me
You
personally.
may not
I
have.
never had it either.
You may not have.
I'd say put ads in the big house.
Would
But
you
yes,
acknowledge
absolutely.
that has been prevalent amongst the Michigan fan base?
Absolutely.
We do it the right way.
I know.
Those SEC teams,
Whoa.
and more often than not, without a shred of evidence, everybody must be cheating, and they probably are.
Yeah.
They probably are. In fairness, okay, but I think I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm not taking a shot. A lot of the Michigan fan base has tried to take the moral high ground.
No, absolutely.
It's gone forever.
And those type of fans are the ones that still uplift Bo Schembechler, knowing what we know now. So that's why I don't claim that sector of the fandom. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's something you just can't escape. And that's something I was trying to tell Anson when he was coming with this, Michigan is evil, the evil empire, all that shit. It's not that deep, man. I get it. But that's the sucky part of fandom. It just is. We do have obnoxious fans. I will admit that. But the real fans know, and they can acknowledge, yes, some things were done wrong here. And I don't think there's no problem in saying that. They did some things wrong.
I wouldn't apologize for anything. So I said that day one.
Yeah.
JB, I know you feel the same way. If you reverse this, and this happens, God forbid, to Michigan State, I'd apologize for nothing.
I'm not either.
No.
So let me ask you this.
Every school got dirt.
No.
What are
Did
we
they
talking
cheat?
about?
Did they cheat in '97 with Lloyd Carr on the sidelines, or do they just have better players?
I think they had better players.
Don't you think they just have better players now? Look at the NFL draft.
That's it.
Okay,
I'm going to stay out of that one.
All right.
Look at the NFL draft.
You know what
Stay
road
out
you're
of that
going
one.
down? You know what road you're going down, and it didn't work out? Recruiting grade road. You're going down recruiting grade road. Because remember signing of the stars?
Yeah.
And the NFL draft in 2016?
Yeah.
And I would always sit back and I'd say, that's weird. How come they can't win?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's really weird. How come they've been an also ran in the less than conference, and it was back then. It was a less than. Right now, that's different. We might have a serious conversation at the end of the year. As somebody who has pimped the SEC as much as anybody, if the Big Ten wins again, I'll be the first guy to say I got to come to the table.
If they do,
I gotta come to the
get
table.
you and Neil on the desk together immediately. Because he is going to be like,
And if you don't acknowledge it, then you're lying to yourself. So, but Maz, I get what you're saying, but I think we heard that before. We heard it during the Hoke era. Remember? I mean, what were they, like number 3 in the nation or whatever the hell it was? And I was going, I can't believe you guys are doing this again. And then the whole signing of the stars. And if you remember, Harbaugh backed off from that stuff, man.
He did.
He did that a few years, and he backed off on that stuff. So much of that, Maz, has to do with how you coaching them up. You know, I mean, it does.
Okay.
It does. And,
But the talent does speak for itself.
And to Maz's point, I do think the 2023 talent on that team did outshine whatever the hell was going on behind the scenes.
And I think a lot of that had to do with some pretty good coaching. I think they had to make some coaching changes.
They did.
I'll let you guys in a little secret. One of my favorite running jokes was the next offensive coordinator at Michigan was the brightest, most genius offensive coordinator in the history of mankind. I mean, it was kind of fun. Remember Evan Gaddis, Speed and Space? Mm-hmm. He changed the game of football. I don't know if you guys knew that. He did. Like as we sit here today, like we should say thank to Gaddis. And the Don Brown stuff was hysterical.
Oh, man.
Because in real time, you would tell people, hey, you guys, this isn't good.
Yeah.
Every time you face a good defense, you're getting pumped. Oh, look at his numbers. And it was like, my numbers might look pretty good too if I played El Paso earlier in the year,
know, right?
or if I played New Mexico State. But but no, Maz, the talent level. Oh yeah, absolutely, it has something to do with it. But if I was that guy that wanted to detract from you, I would say, well, what happened to all those early teams? What happened to all those, also ran teams from the early part of the Harbaugh, tenure? And
Well, like
everything?
you said, Harbs went out and he changed his coaching staff.
He did.
Wasn't afraid to do it. And wasn't that to the detriment of Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State?
100%.
Yeah, it was all coincided
100%.
at that time.
Otherwise, they might still be on the map.
And JB, you know this. The funny thing about that is when Michigan State started to have the success, if you remember, they started to pull more of the 4- and 5-star guys.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they got away from their secret sauce. Their secret sauce
The tryhards.
was getting that 3
Yeah.
who had a chip on his shoulder
Yeah.
because he wasn't recruited to Ohio State.
Yeah.
He wasn't recruited to Michigan State. And they had that chip on their shoulder, and they coached him up, and they played with fury.
The
They
pride
did.
comes before the fall, guys.
Yes,
They
it-
do.
Blue collar underdog.
Yeah, I mean, that to me, that was the secret
It's a
sauce.
fact.
And if you remember, and again, for those people that follow this recruiting stuff, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, okay? I don't ever want anybody to think that I'm saying there's no validity to this, okay? I just think that people have too much of a black and white approach with that stuff.
They do, yeah.
And just way
They
too
do.
much of a black. Guys, I watched Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
I watched him in person. I called games of his. I think the kid's a stud.
Yeah.
I do.
I do, yeah.
I'm with my own 2 eyes. I called his games. I think he is really going to be something special, okay? How often have we seen these guys come to college and for this, that, and the other reason, it just don't click?
No, it
It
happened.
just don't. I remember the 5-star that Derek Green we were talking about, that kid from Virginia.
Yeah.
What do you have? 2 carries his entire Michigan career?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? It's just something for whatever
didn't
reason
have
it
it.
don't happen. And a lot of these guys, I don't know, and I'm not saying this about Derek Green, but I think guys come in entitled. You've been a 5-star, you've been a college your whole life, and maybe you don't work as hard as KG, who's been spitting blood at Detroit King for the last 3 years, and happy to be on campus and saying, I'm going to beat you out.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat your ass every day, and that job is going to be mine. There's something to be said for that. There is.
And now the NIL, the kid that's making $5,000 versus $5 million.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how that
It's a
goes.
different game.
Yeah.